Hello.
Hi.
Good thanking you. I'm Dr. Dalanga. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, what seems to be the problem?
This morning when I left the farm, my horse didn't look well, and some of the grooms just called me and told me that it's getting worse.
That's it, okay. So, before anything, please tell me what horse is this?
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but
What breed?
Breed. Thoroughbred.
Thoroughbred. Okay. And how old is your horse?
4.
4. And what do you do with your horse? It's like
Show jumping.
show jumping. Okay. And are you the first owner of this horse?
No, he came off the racetrack.
From the racetrack. Okay, so how long do you have this horse now?
A year and a half.
Year and a half. Okay. And is it the first time this horse has shown this or has indicated
No,
this
it's the
problem?
second time.
Second time. Okay, and where is this farm of yours?
About 10 kilometers outside.
10 kilometers. Again, does your horse like stay in the stable at night? And when does it come out at day? And
They get fed at 7,
Yeah.
and then they go out during the day, and they come back at 11,
Okay.
and then they get lunch and get groomed, and then they go out at 2, and then they come back in at 5.
Okay, and what do you feed them in the morning? First meal?
They just get concentrates, a mixture of concentrates, lucerne, and bran in all 3 meals,
Yeah, okay.
and then they have roughage 24/7.
24/7 roughage. Okay, so tell me what is the clinical signs that you saw in the horse this morning?
When he came back after lunch, or for lunch from the paddocks, he started pawing and looking at his flank,
Yeah.
and like they normally do when they show signs of colic. And then he started rolling.
Okay, yeah.
So then we took away all his concentrates.
Okay, so you suspect it's colic, that is showing clinical signs of colic basically. Okay. Okay, thank you. I will get somebody, I'll send somebody out today. I'll just get the directions and where it is from you. And then we'll send somebody there to go help you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for coming there.
Thank you.
Okay, when you went for your consultation, did the vet make you feel comfortable?
Yes, asked a lot of relevant questions, and it was quick and to the point.
Right, so did you have enough opportunity to explain the problem to the vet?
Yes, I think it's got a common problem as well, so it's not something that is hard to understand. But yeah.
And then, did you feel that you were listened to?
Yes. He asked questions to stuff that I said that I didn't explain.
And then, what did you like about the consultation?
I think that it was very professional. It was in a consultation room, so that helped.
Okay, and then could you communicate effectively with the vets? Did he bring it down to your level?
Yes.
And then would you see yourself coming back to this?
Definitely.
Cool. Okay. So, Dr. Young,
Yes.
how do you feel the consultation went?
I think it went well. I think my client was approachable. I could communicate well with her. So I think it went rather well.
That's good. And then do you feel that you were able to communicate effectively?
Yes, I think there's a lot of spaces that I can improve on, but I think like I got the relevant information from her, but I feel like I could have asked a few more questions and stuff like that, but otherwise I think
And then do you think that the client was satisfied with the consultation?
well, I hope so. I really hope so. As I said, I could have asked maybe a few more questions, but I believe that I got to the point. So So I hope she was satisfied.
And then, are you happy with the questions you asked? And do you think you could have asked more open-ended questions?
Yes, I think I could have asked more questions, especially involving like the horse, more information about the horse. And also the way I ask it, I think I can improve on that as well, just to make it more clear what I want out of the question, and not just ask something and she doesn't really understand what I'm asking. So I need to work on that as well.
And then, do you feel that you made yourself approachable to the clients?
I think so. I focused on doing so, because if I am more approachable, the client will feel more comfortable giving more info and such. So I hope I was approachable.
And then, do you think that this client will become a regular client of yours based on your consultation?
Well, I think so, yes. I think especially after this consultation, I hope so. Like the way we communicated, I felt comfortable communicating with her, and so I hope she'll become a frequent client.
Cool, good stuff. Hello, I evaluated the consultation of the vet and the client. I have a few points. Firstly, I thought that the vet could be a bit more enthusiastic and friendlier towards the client, show a bit more interest in the client, and also I think the questions he could have maybe asked more was, for example, when first did the signs appear, over how long period did the signs get worse, and then also information regarding the environment, the paddocks where the horses grazing, example the type of grazing that they have in the camps, and also the general health of the other horses. If this condition was only to a particular horse, was it affecting other horses? Was there any other horse showing any signs whatsoever that could maybe lead to making a better diagnosis? And also the climate. Was there climate changes in the last few days? A lot of rain that could indicate, for example, toxic plants or something like that. But overall, I felt that the client and the vet was comfortable. They were at ease with each other, and the vet asked relevant questions. This also made it easier for the client to answer the questions, because he used a structured approach to ask these questions about the history and everything about the horse, the age, and so forth, making it easier for him at the end of the day to make a diagnosis if it was a real consultation. But overall, I felt that they were both very comfortable with the situation.
What was the exercise like for you?
For me, it was a good exercise. I felt like I learned a lot looking at the vet and realizing that this is what we're going to do one day. That we study everything at the moment, practical and out of books, but in practice it's a lot different when you stand there with the client and you have to consult them and ask them the relevant questions.
What did you learn from this experience?
Well, by being the vet, as Philip said, you actually learn how to communicate with somebody, and being in that position, I realized that you actually have to work on your communication skills as well. You can't just stand there and hoping the patient will give you all the information. You actually have to ask them, because they are not all of them are educated to just answer or to give you the correct clinical signs. You actually have to go and ask, what did you see, what was wrong with this part of the animal, and so forth. So I think it was to be actually in the position of asking or consultating a patient or a client, sorry. I think that helped me a lot to realize, to open up my eyes and realize I have to work on my communication skills.
Yeah, I agree. And I know the animals are like your patients, but you have to have a lot of people skills, otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you learn? How did you approach this?
Well, I watched a lot of videos on YouTube and such, and also by shadowing other vets, I see how they react to certain situations, how they approach certain situations, and via that helped me a lot to prepare for my first consultation with my client. Yeah.
Do you guys think you could have done anything in another way or better, and why?
Well, I think that language is a big problem. Because for most of the people, or some of them, English is not the first language. So when you consult a client in English, it is difficult to use the correct terminology, and for them to understand you and exactly what you are asking, you have to make sure that you are comfortable with the language, speaking it and asking the relevant questions so that you can express yourself and get the correct or the relevant answers from the client.
Yeah.
But do you think that will just come with experience, or
Yeah.
is that something?
I think under the circumstances he actually did pretty well, because yeah, he was thrown into the deep end now, and just he never did something like this actually before, and we have a lot of knowledge, but not really in this sense that we can portray it to someone else yet.
So how will this impact your life as a vet?
I feel like what this does is it just gives us a basis for our communication to figure out how we need to speak to clients, what we need to look for, and the type of questions that we need to ask to get the relevant stuff without like beating around the bush, so you can be straight, precise, and then still not come across as strong or offensive to anybody.
And also it makes you excited for one day. Because you can get caught up in the theory and get caught up in the studying for 6 years, longer for some, and just to be in a real fake situation, and you can get excited about one day doing the consultations and have to be able to figuring out a case. We have no knowledge about it and have to be able to ask them the questions and figuring out it by ourselves.
So it's a bit motivating as well.
Yes.
So would you say it was a worthwhile assignment or not for VPL created?
I think so. I would say it was, yes. I would say we learned something out of this. Although we weren't as excited as we should have been, but at the end it wasn't that bad. It was actually quite eye-opening, and I'm more excited now.
The longer, do you have anything to add?
So I think it's crucial that everybody experience this for the first time, so that, let's say that I think it's very important to not have like someone or an animal's life depending on your on this scenario. You understand what I'm like? I feel like the first time talking with your client is not crucial. It's not that you understand what I'm saying. I don't know how to put
Yeah.
it.
With no consequences.
Yeah.
Nothing
So
can
if
happen
you make
to
a
this.
mistake, you can learn from it, not in a very crucial or hard way.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think the assignment starts to making you used to the real situation, like you said, and you can experiment with your questions and experiment with stuff, and if you make a fault or something, it's not life-threatening.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything to add?
It's like